Hello and welcome to my video. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Paul and I am the Professor of Film. And today I wanted to talk about film photography and why film photography is very special because of grain in your black and white pictures. What makes the difference? I mean, there's so much talk about old digital cameras with CCD sensors giving the look of a film camera. I decided it was time to add my 2p's worth. What digital cameras cannot reproduce is grain. So why does film grain add so much to your black and white pictures? Well, it has to do with the basic maths of light and the essential structure of film. Basically, a film is a strip of celluloid, sort of, and it's covered in silver crystals, silver halide crystals. And the size of the crystals depends on the ISA of the film. Now, I'm not going to get into all the details in this one. I shall do that in another video. But basically, where these silver halide crystals fall on the film is random. And the look of film grain is one of the things that makes black and white photography so special. Grain is, as I said, the randomness in a film's response to light. The best way to understand how grain can enhance your black and white photos is by learning how a camera reproduces colour. That sounds odd, doesn't it? However, in black and white photography, the film grain is often thought of as some kind of flaw, but it's actually one of the most compelling reasons to shoot that way. The grain adds character, personality, and depth to your photographs that digital simply can't achieve with its smooth, clean tones. In fact, the higher the ISO, the larger the silver crystals, and the faster the shutter speed. The more obviously it becomes that the image was captured on film rather than digitally. I will explain in a future video about silver halide crystals and their sizes that helps to make the ISO. People see grain and think of it as a fault in the camera, but it can be one of the greatest assets that helps to capture the mood and atmosphere of an image. A film photographer should be comfortable developing their own unique style. Now, this is really important that you find your own style, and including what level of grain you want. I shall do some examples and you can see how some photographers actually love really heavy grain in their pictures, whereas other photographers like a nice smooth look. I mean, what I've been seeing a lot lately is street photography. You must do it this way, you must do it that way. But surely street photography, or like any other photography, is about you finding a style that you enjoy and you're comfortable with. And get to the point, hopefully, in the future, where people look at your pictures and know it's by you without having to see that your name attached to it. So if you use grain rather than fighting against it, you'll get beautiful results. Film grain is the texture that you see in black and white pictures. It's an organic, natural look that adds a great deal of character and emotion to your pictures. But why does it happen? When you use a digital camera to take your black and white photos, it's easy to be fooled by the automatic settings and believe there is no such thing as a bad picture. But shooting on film is an entirely different experience. Film grain, or the texture that you see in certain prints, is part of what makes these images so beautiful. The high contrast of black and white photography combined with the texture of film grain creates images that look much more dramatic than their digital counterparts. Not only does this make old school black and white pictures more visually compelling than today's modern equivalent, but it also gives you a better control over how your images are going to look once printed on paper. And I think this is the point. When you're looking at pictures on a computer, as you will be when I show you the pictures that I've taken and I'm showing you as examples in this video, you're not getting the full impact. But when you see the picture printed and you can get up close and see the grain and how the picture's built up by the greys and the blacks and the whites, then you really start to appreciate the films. And if you haven't done that, then you get yourself into an art gallery where they've got some black and white prints and you can start to see it and you can start to understand. And then hopefully you'll be able to understand better how black and white photography works in film cameras. Film grain is one of the most important attributes of black and white photography. It adds a subtle, important texture effect to images that can help give them an unrivaled quality. Film grain is particularly helpful for when photographing details, because actually film grain can hide the flaws. And this business about pictures being pin sharp all the time and have to be absolutely spot on pin sharp, unless you've got absolutely pin sharp lenses, it's not going to happen. And with film camera lenses, some of them are older and they're not going to be pin sharp. But grain, it doesn't matter. What you're looking at is the texture, the style, the feel. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you now understand a little bit more about film photography. And in the future, I will do a video about how film actually is made. And I will also do a video comparing the difference between pictures taken with old CCD sensors on old digital cameras and actual film. And I think you'll be surprised that they don't even come close to the texture of film. It's like saying that a cassette tape, music cassette tape, is the same as vinyl. And we know it's not. And that's the same. Film is not the same as an old CD. It has its own style. Old CCD had this lovely, some of them had this lovely sort of wishy-washy colours and what have you, but they're not the same as film. And thank you for watching. Do tune in again for my next video, and I shall see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.